Welcome to this episode of the Keto Vegan podcast. I'm Rachel. I am your host. In this episode, I'm giving you and sharing my 10 tips to thrive in this keto vegan lifestyle. I don't like to call it a diet. It's quite indulgent, but it's certainly a way of living that I love and that suits me and my body. I'm going to be exploring maybe the supplements and vitamins that are helpful. I'm going to be sharing the tips I have with food and with cooking, also the urine analysis strips, if that's how you say it. I end this episode with some sort of mental health things like visualization, self-love, non-judgment. So do get ready to listen, take a few mental notes down and challenge yourself. What are you going to take on board from this episode? Batch cook and prepare your food every week or fortnight, depending how much freezer space you have. Organize the meals you're going to make, have things in the freezer, always have things in the freezer so that you never run out. This means you need to be organized, create your menus, think about what you fancy. And what I do, I have at least 3 different meals that are all potted up in the freezer. Now, 3 meals, the same 3 every day, that's going to be really boring. So and actually I don't mind that, but how many do you want? Do you want 5 different ones to choose from for the week and then do another 5? You could do stuffed mushrooms or stuffed aubergines or both. You could do something with chili in. You could do a peanut red Thai curry. I love that. You could do roasted vegetables. You could do a cheesesteak casserole, all those sorts of things. I have got a startup menu that can help you with those initial ideas, and have a look through some of my past podcasts that have got food in, where I've sort of chucked things together and potted it all up in little pots. So that is tip number 1. Tip 2, don't starve yourself when you are starting out on this diet. Make sure you plan in advance. Don't start it tomorrow. Make sure you're thinking, okay, I know I want to do this. I need to be organized. I am going to start it in 3 days' time, 5 days' time. Look through different recipe ideas. Think about different menus. If you're not living on your own, how can you adapt so that you can fit in with the rest of the family? Or how can the rest of the family fit in with you? Plan, 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 and don't starve yourself at the beginning. Make sure you've done your batch cooking beforehand and got everything ready. If you get really hungry, you are much more likely to binge or eat things that you shouldn't eat, and then you'll be disheartened and have to start all over again. Tip 3, only buy the food you need. Do not have anything in the house, in the larder, in the cupboard, in the fridge that you do not need. If you are sharing a house, on your shelf, make sure it's your shelf. That might mean that you need to rearrange, and they might go tutty about it. But this is for your mental health, your physical health, and your survival of this change of living. So have your space, and on your space is only your food. Never buy anything that does not fit in with the keto vegan lifestyle. If you fancy bread, go to Holland and Barrett. They've got some chia bread or something. I can't remember what it was actually. That is okay. Obviously, it's not bread, the white fluffy bread, but it does fill that craving if you really want bread. There's also a keto pasta. There'll be links for those underneath the podcast in the show notes. Ideally, shop online so that you are not tempted when you are wandering around the supermarket to get something that is shouting out at you, like those crisps or the dips that you shouldn't have. You can have guacamole and salsa. Those are pretty good, but what you're going to have them with. So again, make sure you are really organized. In fact, talking about dips and what you're going to have them with, my next episode is on ideal keto vegan snacks. So tune in next week to listen to that one. Tip number 4, and I need to take this advice myself, is try something new that's keto and vegan. About 2 weeks ago, I was in Asda, don't normally shop in Asda, and I bought some chorizo pieces. Now, I haven't checked the carb count on those, but I thought I do want to try that because chorizo, I really miss chorizo. And some of the chorizo pieces that I've tried from other places just don't cut it. So I did try those and I put them in some stuffed aubergines. The chorizo pieces were lovely. I do think I'm going off stuffed aubergines though, to be honest. Don't know why that is. So try something new. Go around, actually, when you are shopping online, because that's safer than going into the store, look in the vegan aisle and the proteins and see if you can find something that you haven't had before and just give it a go. Keeping life exciting. I spoke to somebody, or somebody texted me, emailed me just yesterday, somebody I'd spoken to who'd been listening to a podcast, and she said that she'd found cauliflower rice. She really liked it when she stir fried it. She found the frozen Sainsbury's one is the one to go for. I am going to do that. Thanks, Ness. I am going to be trying that one out during half term, which is next week, once the wedding has happened. Tip 5, supplements. I'm always talking about supplements. Well, sometimes. The supplements I take vitamin D, I take B12, I take electrolytes, I take omega, and they're all vegan. This weekend just gone, I was staying with my daughter and her partner and my granddaughter, and they've all had a really bad cold. And so I bought some 1,000 mg Holland & Barrett vitamin C tablets. I gave them a pot and I had some myself. So I made sure that was taking vitamin C then as well. But the only time I take vitamin C is when I think I might get a cold. My daughter, poor thing, I think she's allergic. She had a really bad stomach, and I know I shouldn't laugh. There we are. So she can't take vitamin C. Tip 6, we on a strip. So the keto pea sticks, they are really helpful, really good at keeping you motivated and going. Be aware they do go stale pretty quickly. So if you think you're in ketosis and it's not showing on your strip, it's not dark red, maybe it's time to open a new pack. The link below is to 125 keto strips, and they're in little bags of 25, and they're in silver foil, so you can tear those open. And if they do start going off, just open a new pack. Those are really motivational, helps you keep the keto going. Tip 7, we're now getting to the mental health part of this. I say that dieting is not about what you put in your mouth. It is always about up here. It's about in your head. If we haven't got it in our head, then it's a struggle and it's hard. And so I'm going to say keep a really positive vibration about you. That means look for the things that you appreciate. Look for the things that you are grateful for, even if they are small things. When we are in a state of appreciation, even if it's a sunrise or a sunset, or even if it's the fact that it's not raining and not as cold as it was last week, you know I do like the sun. It's a cloudy day today. Yesterday was beautiful. The weekend was really lovely too. What a treat being in the UK, and we had some sun in May. Fabulous. But keep your mind and body having a positive vibration. And that means maybe waking up and saying what you are thankful for, what you appreciate. Being in appreciation is a slightly higher vibration than gratitude. Appreciation is a purer place to be. What do you appreciate about your life? What do you appreciate about your body? Be thankful for those things. Even if you're having to force yourself to do that, the more we think something, the more we start to believe it and then feel it. And so keeping our minds and our thinking in these states of really positive vibration, a positive place, a grateful place is really important. I don't listen to negative music. I have my Spotify playlist, and I have Discover Weekly and Release Radar. I listen to those and add things to my year playlist, and I always make sure it's upbeat, it's positive. It's not sad and a sad love song, stuff like that. I like upbeat, positive music, and I find that really helpful as well. So that's a couple of things there about how to keep your mind and body in a high vibration. Tip 8, intermittent fasting. I've got a link to the episode I did about intermittent fasting below. I can't remember at the moment off the top of my head which episode it was. It's about a month to 2 months ago. Intermittent fasting actually helps you get into ketosis even quicker. Intermittent fasting means perhaps eat in an 8-hour period of the day and don't eat the other 16 hours. If you can go longer without eating, even better. And what suits you most, starting early and finishing early, or starting eating later, finishing later? I guess that might depend if you're living with others or yourself, and how hungry you get and how good you are at resisting hunger first thing in the morning. Tip 9, visualization. What do I mean by that? So I've got a YouTube channel as well. I'm also a hypnotherapist. And on that YouTube channel, I have put together visualizations to help you see yourself in a much better light. If you want to do a visualization that you control, then the way to do it is get your body completely relaxed, focusing on your breath, and then go down lower, lower, and lower. So your brain waves are slowing down, and then visualize who you want to be as if it is already happening. So visualize yourself in control, mindful, happy, successful, peaceful, joyful. And if you want to know more about visualization, my YouTube channel is Rachel Ghin, RachelGhINN, and there's quite a few visualizations on there, quite a few for students, because I'm a teacher at the moment as well. And that's sort of why I started putting those together. So have a look at that. There's a link to my YouTube channel underneath. Right, the last tip, tip 10, self-love and mirror work. I often tell my clients that mirror work is really important. And, so many people find it really difficult. When I start teaching each year group, I tell them about mirror work and encourage them to do it. Hardly any students do it because many people actually hate doing it. What's mirror work? You look in a mirror in the morning, ideally as big a mirror as possible, so you can see as much of yourself as possible. And yes, you look in that mirror and you say to yourself, I love you. I really love you. And then you rest and you breathe through that. And then a minute later, you say it again. And you do that for as long as you can in the morning. And at the beginning, it will feel horrible, but you will get used to it. And if you don't want to do that on your mirror, this is not exact mirror work, it's slightly different. It's the I am enough. Write in big letters over your mirror that you see every single day, I am enough, and make that your mantra for each day. I don't know, let me know if that does make a difference. I'd love to hear from you about all of that. And what tips are you finding the most helpful? So this is the second set of tips. I did another lot of tips quite a while ago. Next episode is going to be on snacks, keto vegan snacks, what you can go to. The one after that is Luke and Kingsley's wedding. So it's a day in the life of the keto vegan on a cruise and at a wedding. I hope you tune into that one. I'll be recording that next weekend because that's when we are going. Let's hope the weather is going to be fabulous. Thank you so much for listening. Well done for getting this far. If you would subscribe or follow or share this with your friends, I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you next time.